Hi guys, I'm DevilHunterXYZ, and we are finishing up Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, so in technically the last part I did was showing off the Goddess Minerva boss battle, but before that, we ended up finishing up the prison maze side quest, I guess you can call it that. But yeah, back to my original save file. Gonna finish this game. Roughly 15 hours into it, almost going up to 16. Alright. Really not much to do at this point, just going off against the final boss. And I guess I'll take off Libra and just put in... I'm gonna put in... Actually, I wonder if I can combine both Deathblade and Assault Twister. I wonder. Let me see something real quick. Assault Twister... I got Blast Wave. Let's see. Death Blade. I'll just be getting Death Blade. Okay, how about Blast Wave? Exploder Blade. Alright, I guess I'm just stuck using Assault Twister. Never even managed to get it to a plus, but oh well. I think everything's okay for right now. Light of Doom. Genesis is waiting up ahead, I'm sure of it. Am I ready for the final showdown? Well, I mean, that's why I'm here, Roar, so yeah. Let's do this. For the fate of the world.
My soul, corrupted by vengeance, hath endured torment to find the end of the journey.
So where are we?
Salvation. You're late.
Is Amir or Genesis looks a little like Dante from Devil May Cry.
You have succeeded Angeal's spirit.
Oh, we do have the Buster Sword.
Sephiroth within you.
And we do have Genova cells, so yeah. We're technically...
Thus the three friends are reunited once again.
Well, we're technically all one.
And Loveless is reenacted.
No. Open your eyes, Genesis.
When the war of the beasts brings about the world's end.
I've come here to help you.
The goddess.
Yes, that's right. We want to save you.
Wings of light and dark spread afar. She guides us to bliss. Her gift, everlasting.
What is that?
The gift of the goddess.
So this is where the goddess stands. I'm guessing.
I thought the cells were the gift.
There are various interpretations.
I don't understand.
Yes, so do I. I don't understand either.
Is in itself a gift. We will all join the life stream. You are no exception.
And just to clarify, the live stream is
The planet
kind of like the afterlife.
has become my guardian.
Oh. I sense boss battle.
Keep talking to me. Don't let it take over. You're not a monster. You're one of us.
Too late.
Damn you!
Yep, Genesis has become a monster. It's like a giant Genesis mech or something. Yeah, so here are the final boss battle. Facing Genesis once again. A Genesis avatar. I can't attack from here. I gotta do spells. That's if I can even reach, but... Well, I can only attack when he brings his sword down, so... Assault Twister. I'm trying to do Assault Twister. Get away from me! Oh my god, just let me attack. This is so annoying. I have no idea how much damage I even caused from that. Get these things out of my face. Oh, good. Please help me out here. I have no idea how much health this thing has. Oh, good. Got Q-Rocket the Master. Healing 1 level 5. At least this will give me some invincible status for the time being. Can't even attack from here. Oh, just draining all my stuff. Just gotta keep attacking. Trying to avoid these minions here. Oh, okay. I was hoping for something useful. Wait, Cisne, does Singer wear a suit? Here it goes. We're hoping to see swimming trunks? No, but it's kind of hot for a suit. What's the matter? Let's go. Actually, good point. I've never seen Sung in anything but a suit. But it's kind of weird for Zack to question that all of a sudden. Lucky Stars level 5.
You can do it, Zack.
Yeah, I'm on fire now.
I'm almost there. Alright. Okay. Please let me get this one. Already seen that scene. Octa Slash level 5.
Concentrate. I'm feeling it.
Well, at least I'm doing criticals. Keep using Dark Blizzaga. Seems to be useful. Huh, Shadow Flare, that's not good. Or can I actually get it? Well, not the right one. Chain Slash level 2.
Here we go. Go, go, go.
Cloud, maybe we can go for meteor shots. Thank you. Even Blazzaga leveled up. Meteor Shot's level 5.
The power of soldier. All right, here comes the big one.
Let's hope this does some good damage. Huh. I think maybe I took care of the minions as soon as the sword dropped down. I guess. Got to destroy. Well, I need to save Genesis, but I gotta destroy the evil within him, I guess. Or I guess technically the materia, the goddess materia that he stole. Again? Can I actually get the summon? Well, I leveled up. 35. Chain Slash level 2.
Here we go. Go, go, go.
Oh. Purgatorial Wave. Another devastating attack. Jesus. That took almost all my health. Wall. Oh, come on. I keep attacking. Gotta get rid of the materia. Kiraga. Firaga. I'm out of MP. Huh. Probably should have stacked up more in these ethers. Ow. It's not really gonna help me out either. But I'll take it. Lucky Stars level 5.
You can do it, Zack.
At least hopefully I can get something better. I'm hoping anyway. Oh, just too many enemies. Overdrive. How much health does Avatar have? Oh, not this again. Well, I cast Wall, so this should null most of the damage. Well, most of it. Not really. Oh my god, just... Okay, I'm dying. Badly dying. Wow, just leave me alone. So many enemies. Okay, high potion. Ether. Oh god, flare. That'd be great, please. Seen it. Come on, come on. Gotta get this.
Prove your honor to me.
Rush Assault level 4. Again, huh? Yeah, I've seen that one too. Well, at least be invincible. Healing 1 level 3.
Thanks.
Keep using Blizzaga. I gotta be close now. Feels like I've just been hitting him for a while. Come on. Why do I keep getting Cisne's lucky stars? Just seems so odd. Oh, look at that. Leveled up Thundaga.
You can do it, Zack.
I got level 5 at least. Oh, he just took all my stuff. Again? Well, it failed me this time. Uh-oh, not good. I didn't even have wall active, so I don't know how much damage this is going to cause me. Wow, 74. I have wall. Come on, how much health does this materia have? Oh, I got elixir. Oh, actually maybe invincibility could help. So this is the slums. Okay, I think I've seen this one. Yeah. Good thing I was able to block that flare attack.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Oh, come on. Come on, Lasagna, help me out. Oh, finally. Man, that took a lot of time just to get through that. It must have had like maybe, God, I don't know. Must have like maybe 1,000,000 hit points or something.
My soul, corrupted by vengeance, hath endured torment to find the end of the journey in my own salvation and your eternal slumber.
Does this mean you knew from the beginning?
Well, you know, at least Genesis's degradation has stopped, finally.
Stand and fight, soldier first class. Zack!
Huh. I think at this point, since he's cured from his ailment, he's now just trying to find a...
Always pushing things on me.
Well, Genesis is now just trying to win back his honor. Because he had to pretty much betray everything just to get to this point, to his old selfish desires, but now he wants his soldier honor back. So now I'm just fighting Genesis. Of course, he's pretty weak at this point, I think. Oh. Dancing sword. Good thing I have null magic. Magic sword. Oh. Oh, okay. A lot of damage. Well, you know, at least luckily this battle is not as hard. And also considering he doesn't have much health left. Ah, okay. Nice one. Oh, snap, apocalypse.
I'll take the world with me.
Oh. Still alive. Homing. No more ether. Oh, good. Modulating phase. Finally. Octaslash level 2. That still hit me. Wow. Okay. Okay, well, that was a good combo right there. Oh, not again. Apocalypse.
I'll take the world with me.
Ooh, massive damage. Alright. Finally defeated Genesis. I guess he's getting sent to the live stream. It isn't the goddess. I mean, technically we did fight her in the last session. Or the extra session, if we want to call it that. Goddess Minerva. So Izzy finally being dragged into the live stream. I think partially he wanted to actually see the goddess himself. Maybe to see if she was actually real, if she even existed. Oh. Well, that was a weird fantasy right there. Well, I mean, Zack wanted to save Genesis, and I guess he did. Huh. Well, I see Lazard and Cloud are safe, although how did they end up there in the first place?
Shinra attacked us. Save your strength. I got some help from him over there.
Hey, it's that... Well, that copy, the Angel copy, back in the slums.
It's you.
Oh no, so sad.
Director!
Well, make that double sad. We just lost a director.
Thank you.
So what now at this point? Benor apples?
Okay, let's eat. Sorry I'm not the real thing, but...
Is it good?
Yeah.
The gift of the goddess.
This apple? Huh?
And you. The dream came true.
That's right, the dream where he wanted to show off the apples to Sephiroth. The long dream, long time ago, when they were kids. Too bad for Lazard. Went off into the live stream. Because that's what happens when you die in this game. You go off to the live stream.
How are you? I wish I knew where you were. It's already been 4 years now. This
Wait, what?
is the 89th letter that I've sent to you,
Wait, huh?
but I don't even know where to send them anymore. I really hope that this final letter that I'm writing gets to you. By the way,
Wait, what?
the flowers are selling very well.
Oh, that's good.
They make everyone so happy. Thanks to you, Zack. Aerith.
$4 years.
So they've been locked up in the Shinra Manor. They've been locked up for 4 years in the Shinra Manor? Jeez. Actually, makes me wonder, why did they wait this long to tell us that? It's been 4 years.
Aerith.
And it kind of makes you think, why couldn't Sung really tell Aerith the truth, actually? And even more sad, she sent 89 letters.
You got that?
Yeah, so Zack's now desperately trying to get back to Midgar. Trying to keep that promise to Aerith.
This must be an important matter if they are sending the two of us.
Apparently the subject will become our brother.
Ooh, what's this?
So,
It's Shinra.
but will he?
Accept his fate willingly.
Well, these aren't technically Shinra soldier. In case you're wondering, these are actually, these two are actually Vice and Nero from Deep Ground. The same Deep Ground that's in Dirge of Cerberus. Which kind of will explain a little bit more of what was going on, but... you know, I mean, it didn't make much sense back then in Dirge of Cerberus. Here, it kind of does. Because remember, Deep Ground was just a hidden part of Soldier.
Tomorrow is barren of promises. Nothing shall forestall my return.
Still loveless.
To become the dew that quenches the land. To spare the sands, the seas, the skies. I offer thee this silent sacrifice.
I guess that was technically the fourth act. After all this time, we got to hear the fourth act. The missing act.
Cisne! The army's mobilizing. Find the targets before they do.
Understood. The army won't be as settled.
I want them alive. You hear me? You're going to save Zack's life.
Of course. I haven't even told him my real name.
Help them. Cisne.
I hope she can.
The Zack.
Letters, huh? Well, so that's what happened to the other 88 letters. Song actually has them all.
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
You know I wouldn't do that to you.
Getting into that infamous scene.
We're friends, right?
I think he was talking about him and Cloud becoming mercenaries, since they're still technically on the run.
They can't be serious. There's no way we're gonna find 2 needles in a haystack this size.
Oh, have faith, Reno.
There's no mission that's impossible for the
Turks, yeah.
Also, Sung apparently has something to give him.
The letters.
So we're couriers now. Delivering packages to fugitives, huh?
Well, that's the Turk way, I guess.
Reno, Rude, status.
We got nothing.
You?
Likewise. I'm heading to point 235. You two to point 120.
Roger.
Alright, let's get going.
Well, how exactly did they track Zack and Cloud to out in the middle of nowhere? I mean, the Turks are doing whatever they can to try to find them. Well, of course, Sung wants them alive. I hope you're doing alright, Cloud. Because there's something I have to do. Oh, man. So far out of his reach. Oh, damn. Well, here's the army. And guess what's coming next?
Boy, oh boy. The price of freedom is steep.
Especially when you're going against all these odds. Seriously, there's gotta be like thousands of infantrymen around here.
Embrace your dreams. And whatever happens, protect your honor. As soldier! Come and get it!
This is it. Zack's final stand. There's no turning back now. And to give you a little bit of heads up, you cannot win this battle. And I repeat that, you cannot win this battle. You have to lose. I mean, I guess you can see how long you can last, but you have to lose this fight. I mean, for the sake of the timeline. Oh, God. Of course, I'm getting hit by machine guns, grenades, and missiles. And of course, I think the missiles get stronger the longer you keep doing this. Oh. Yeah, I don't have a true modulating phase. The modulating phase is not going to work anymore.
This is my job. Already have advised with the Zack, I gotta go.
Yeah, the DMW is not messing up, unfortunately. Meaning Zack's memories are starting to fade. Because, you know, this is the end. There's only so much I can do. I guess I can see how far I can go, but with my low stats, I kind of doubt it. Oh man. It's hard to dodge those missiles. I'm trying. Oh. It's getting insane. Oh, come on. Oh, I thought I missed. Trying to see if I can keep going for a while. Oh, snap. Oh, I'm out. Oh man, it's getting pretty tough here. Oh, good grenades. Oh, snap. Okay. Oh man. Okay, not good. At this point, I'm pretty much... Yeah, it's pretty much over. Oh, losing Cloud and Angeal.
Hold on.
Hello?
And Aerith. No, memories fading away. Can't even attack anymore. Yeah, it's over. I'm kind of guessing this battle goes on for quite some time, in Zack's world anyway. Oh god. Bleeding internally, shot up, broken bones. Just a typical day for Soldier. Well, not much I can really do here.
Activating combat mode.
Yeah, pretty weak. Can't even move. Better off just rolling. Ah. Yeah, luckily I don't have to worry about actually... Well, it's not going to really matter anyway. Oh. Defense. Oh. Oh. Damn. Not gonna survive this. Oh. Headshot.
Modulating phase.
Hello?
Last moments.
Don't worry, that's right. Wanna hear? Work stuff? Scary at all. Will I?
I guess he couldn't keep the promise. Oh, they're still gunning him down. I guess they're making sure he's dead. Probably. Well, I see Aerith in her traditional outfit. Huh. I'm kind of guessing she senses something. I mean, she is an ancient, so she can understand the planet. Oh god. Zack's seen better days. Well, he did what he had to in order to protect Cloud. Speaking of which, where is he? Oh, I see him. Actually, if this whole point was to protect Cloud, it makes you wonder... I mean, no one saw him? I mean, he's, like he was really hiding that well. Well, actually, I think maybe they cared more about taking down Zack than Cloud, because they figured Cloud was going to die anyway. Oh, good, he's not dead yet. Although he's gonna bleed out eventually.
Both of us. Both of us.
Actually, I remember they even have this scene included in the Advent Children Complete movie.
You're gonna.
He's gonna what? He's gonna what?
You'll be my living legacy.
So Zack's passing down his spirit and his dreams down to Cloud. And speaking of passing things down...
My honor. My dreams.
Huh.
They're yours now.
Just like the same thing with Angel to Zack. Passing down the Buster Sword to Cloud.
I'm your living legacy.
No, Zack. It can't be. Oh, I feel for your Cloud. So sad. Actually, you know what? I kind of really don't like games where the main character dies at the end. Especially when you actually like him. And you know what? Cloud is... Well, you know, Cloud still technically is suffering from the, you know, the magma poisoning or the, And I guess because of seeing Zack's death, it kind of shattered his mental capacity, you know, shattered his mind. And this is at the point where he starts to embrace your dreams. Even to the end. Even to the end, Zack's still talking about dreams and becoming a hero.
Thank you. I won't forget.
Don't worry, Zack. We'll carry on your legacy. I'm sure Cloud will be okay. I hope. Good night. Which would mean more like goodbye. That would have made more sense. Well, I hope Cloud knows where to really go at this point. I think he must have heard Zack talking about going to Midgar, so that's obviously where he's going. But actually, as I was saying, with the whole mental break in Cloud's mind...
That girl. She said that the sky frightened her.
Wow, even now he's still talking about Aerith. Hey, what's that?
That looks so liberating.
I'm guessing that's supposed to be Angel, judging from the one wing.
Those wings. I want them too.
So I guess Zack's now joining Angel in the live stream together.
It feels good.
Well, goodbye, Zack. You're one of my favorite characters.
If you see Aerith,
Well, Cloud's... Well, it seems like Cloud's doing okay for right now. Did you say hi to Aerith? I mean, what are the chances of Cloud ever going to meet Aerith? I mean, yeah, it did happen in the game, but what were the chances then? There's Midgar, and down the distance.
I became a hero.
Well, I'm pretty sure Zack did become a hero. I mean, if it wasn't for his sacrifice, Cloud would probably been killed off as well. And then the entire events of Final Fantasy VII wouldn't came to be. And at the same time, he also helped out, along with Aerith, kind of becoming more confident in herself, saying that there's more outside of what's saying more outside of Midgard than what's in the slums. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of say, and then also thinking about it, he even saved Genesis. So yeah, I would say Zack is a true hero. And you know what? This entire game, though, of Crisis Core, I mean, not that bad, considering learning more of the origins of Zack and how he managed to kind of save the world instead of the events for the future. You know, I mean, I was kind of skeptical at first on having Zack as the main lead since he was such a minor character in the original game, but yeah, no, he's done a pretty good job here. Yeah, I think that goes for the rest of the credits, right? No, I'm pretty sure there are more credits in this. Yeah. Yeah, right. So anyway, yeah, so what I thought about the game, it was pretty good, actually. And, you know, I mean, it had like, a lot of good elements into it, and a lot of good combat elements that I did like. You know, I like the fact they turned it into an action RPG instead of a time-based one. It worked a lot better here, because considering you only had one character to play as. You know, also like learning more about the origins of the Final Fantasy VII. That was nice. And you know, like I said, technically you could learn more if you want to, go on wikis, or if you want to also play the Before Crisis game. I think that kind of gives you a little bit more backstory. But that's only if you have a Japanese phone, I guess, that able to even play that game. Yeah, but you know, interesting characters, seeing more about Genesis, since he was briefly introduced in like the end of Dirge of Cerberus. So at least the ending in Dirge of Cerberus kind of makes a little bit more sense. And also kind of showing how exactly Genesis came to be in that game anyway. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, it was pretty well done. I think only a couple of complaints I would probably say is maybe the I guess maybe for the pacing in the battles. I mean, regular battles were okay, but it's just the whole digital mind wave, you know, having the... I mean, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, you know, when you're trying to get things that you want. But at the same time, it's also kind of annoying when you keep constantly getting things and you just want to skip over the battles and just, you know, go through regular battles. So, I mean, it was an interesting concept they included but I don't know, maybe if they could have reworked it better, or at least at the very least allowed you to skip the scenes, the cutscenes, because it was kind of getting tiring seeing the same scenes over and over again. And maybe also the same thing with the boss enemies with their special attacks. And I guess the other complaint was probably the missions, the side missions they have. Like I said, a lot of them were just very tedious and didn't really have much value to them. I mean, I didn't show much in this playthrough, but on other playthroughs I did. Yeah, I mean they in other playthroughs I did. Yeah, I had to go through all of them, and they were just very tiring after a while. Some of them were okay, but most of them were just roughly the same, And I kind of wish they would have reworked those missions to make them more interesting or have more of a purpose. Maybe even just include like a story or something within those side missions. That would have been nice. Yeah. Well, obviously, like the CG work within this game worked pretty well. Same as what you see in the Advent Children movie, so yeah, I'm kind of glad they kept that. Kind of makes me wonder for the remake of Final Fantasy VII if they're going to do something like this. Have CG cutscenes included into the game itself. I mean, I've seen previews on early teasers of the remake. It looks pretty impressive during like the in-game scenes. Of course, I like the music. Worked pretty well too. I mean, I like hearing some of the old remixes of some of the songs from the original game. Yeah, I could listen to those all day. Oh yeah, I was talking about Cloud and I got sidetracked. Anyway, after this, Cloud leads off to Midgar, and after the mental break that he sustains, after seeing his friend Zack die right in front of his eyes, he has like a mental break, and because of his condition with the Mako poisoning or whatever, yeah, his memories get mixed up with Zack's memories. I guess because they both share the same cells, the same Genova cells. So afterwards, Cloud has like some memories of Zack. So in a way, he kind of thinks he's Zack, in a way, or things he's done. He thinks they're his memories, and because of that, that's what makes him believe that he is a first-class soldier. He believes that he was a first-class soldier, which kind of leads into the whole identity theme in the original Final Fantasy VII, trying to find out who he really is. But in a way, since Zack is somewhat a part of Cloud now, it's almost like Zack's never really disappeared. If you think about it that way, it's almost like you're still continuing to play as Zack, even afterwards, after he's passed on. But yeah, overall though, Crisis Core was a pretty interesting game. I really do like it. Like I said, it was kind of a shame that I had to use an emulator to really record all of this. I mean, occasionally I do play this on the PSP. I really don't take this though to like, since this is on the PSP, I really don't take this for like, long trips or anything like that. I mean, because it's a long game to play. I think as of right now, I must have done about maybe, I think I must have done maybe 16 hours, maybe close to about 17 hours at this point. I mean, that's kind of the average, but like I said, in my other file, I've done over 210 hours just completing everything. Well, that's because I went through the game like multiple times, and that's the thing I did like. You can actually have a New Game Plus, keep all your stuff. Although you will be kind of overpowered in the earlier parts of the game if you do a New Game Plus like that. Oh man. I gotta say though, I kind of wish they would carry some of the elements though into the original Final Fantasy VII after playing this. I guess for one thing, it's kind of hard to really go back to Final Fantasy VII after this, especially graphics-wise. I mean, you had the whole blocky graphics in the original game, which, unfortunately, I guess that's one thing people don't like about it, just the graphics, but, I mean, it's kind of shallow if you're going to judge your game based on graphics. Even the original Final Fantasy VII was pretty good. I'm just kind of hoping pretty soon we'll be hearing more about the remake of Final Fantasy VII, because I would definitely like to play that. I know as of now, I really haven't heard anything new since the E3 demo that they had back in 2015. Yeah, haven't heard anything new. I mean, I've been hearing that they're gonna make Final Fantasy VII an episodic series. Surprisingly, that's what I've heard, and I don't know about that. I mean, having an episodic format, I guess, to make it quicker for them to release content. But it's just, then it kind of feels like it's missing. Like I'm missing a lot of things. So I think I'd rather wait and see maybe if they're gonna make a full-on version of the game or something like that. I don't know. Maybe make a complete edition. Yeah. I guess other things I wish they could include in the other games. Well, I did like the materia fusion, believe it or not. Testing out different types of combinations of materia to work with. Playing around. Maybe if I actually had a list, I would have been able to have more of a chance to actually find more interesting materia combinations. But I guess kind of, guessing and checking was just a good concept for it. All compilation of Final Fantasy VII staff, Advent Children before Crisis, Dirge of Cerberus. Yeah, it would have been nice. Even have the tech demo for PS3, and all the Final Fantasy fans. Yeah, well, I honestly say this is one of the best games for the PSP. Just kind of a shame this is only on the PSP though, but yeah, definitely one of the best games, and I highly recommend getting this. Alright, okay, this is not quite the end yet. And now they're showing us the intro to the original Final Fantasy VII. So I guess shortly after Cloud went on his own path, went to Midgar, gets discovered by Avalanche, and I guess now works with Avalanche as a mercenary, more or less. God, these are like the exact same graphics that I saw in the tech demo. The same tech demo that was back in 2006. I think it has to be the same one. Maybe just slightly polished. I mean, just seeing this scene makes me really wish that the remake actually happened soon. I mean, it's like exactly the same as the tech demo. There's Midgar. Of course, in the middle is Shinra. Well, it's almost the same. They changed this little bit right here. The train riding into the Mako reactor. Here's Cloud in his modified soldier outfit.
My name is Cloud. Soldier. First class.
Yeah, he believes he is a soldier. A first-class soldier. But all these events can be further continued in the original Final Fantasy VII. Or I guess maybe in time being the remake. Alright. That should be it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much all of the game. All of Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. Alright. Well, thank you all for enjoying this little experience with me. And hopefully soon I should be able to get to the original Final Fantasy VII, soon. Alright, well, this is DevilHunterXYZ, and until next time.